It's a bit difficult to pinpoint because obviously looking at statistics, we do have and looking at sales, Austrian folk music and Schlager are the dominant genres in music landscape. But yeah, don't let that fool you. Actually, when it comes to pop and indie and rock, we have like blossoming festival scene that feature mostly pop rock and indie alternative artists. And our biggest festivals, Donauinselfest, for example, or Nova Rock Frequency, they feature pop, electronic, and rock music. So it depends which statistics are you looking at. Thinking of Austria as a country and thinking about the music industry in Austria, Austria is often associated with classical music, which is like huge history of music, mountains, beautiful landscapes. But I'm especially proud that Austria has a huge and very talented independent scene, indie, pop, rock, alternative. So there's a pool of talented artists that, like, working with them got me in the music industry in the first place. So that's what I'm especially proud of. Okay, so if you want to like export your music to Austria coming from another country, like there are various ways to do that. And I guess myself working at Waves Vienna, I think Waves Vienna as a showcase festival, as Austria's showcase festival, is a good starting point. So we feature around 50 to 60 artists, like foreign artists every year. And that's a good starting point to connect to the Austrian industry too. And there are also a lot of festivals, especially the bigger ones that like the newest addition to our festival landscape, Lido Sounds in Linz, but also, yeah, of course, the biggest festivals, Nova Rock Frequency, Donauinselfest, they feature a lot of foreign artists too. And I guess it's especially important to foster sustainable relationships. So to trying to build your network first in Austria, because then a local promoter can like set you up a tour. That could be done. And in that sense, Austria is open to foreign artists and you have opportunities here, but you would need to know where to look for them. And that being said, like, I would focus on exporting my music to Austria within the live market and not so much from a media's perspective, because we don't have that many media outlets featuring foreign artists besides, like, especially when we're talking about newcomers here. The club scene in Austria is very diverse, let's put it this way. So if you're in Vienna, you have a variety of clubs, like from like 50 to 100 capacity to like the huge venues, and also the more polished concert halls, mostly for classical music. So you've got everything in Vienna, from like small, mid-size, huge festival or club venues. And so the other venues in Austria will be mostly found in the main cities like Innsbruck and Linz, for example. Have a good club scene where it could also, those cities could be potential tour stops while touring in Austria, which is also not that hard because distances are fine. You could get to Vienna to Linz from Vienna by car within an hour or so, 1.5 hours. So you could easily play like two stops within 2 or 3 days. Yeah, beyond the major cities, we do have some clubs, but yeah, those are mostly featuring local artists and trying to act like a grassroots venue for local newcomers. But there is a quite good resource at so we have this institution called MICA, Music Information Center Austria, and they will have on their website various resources on the music scene, music industry in Austria, which also includes a list of all the festivals that are happening in Austria, from jazz to more like global music, folk, classical music, pop, rock, alternative. So yeah, that being said, we have like tradition of this culture of summer festivals, obviously, like small to mid-sized festivals happening at lakes, and not so much in the main cities, but like on in the woods by a lake in the mountains. So they're also like quite beautiful settings to play at, and yeah, it's definitely worth looking into that. So Austria, as a small market, we do have a lot of media outlets, and unfortunately, when we look at foreign artists, and especially talking about newcomers here, and not the like huge international artists that are already quite successful, it's pretty hard to get a spot or get featured in national radio stations. There are some programs and also music journalists at Radio FM4, for example, like very much open, but this is only for a specific genre, which would be like pop, alternative, indie music. When you when you working or making music in a different genre, I would recommend looking at the website, blog, also social media accounts that feature all kinds of artists, not like looking at where they come from. For example, I could mention like Gig Magazine. It's spelled GIKK, yeah, and it's a very like young and a new online magazine that features the extensive broad range of artists in Austria. Yeah. As a foreign band, like the biggest advantage Austria has, as like for sure, the distances. So you could easily play a few shows while on tour. Vienna is located like right in the heart of Europe, so it's like it makes sense as a tourist stop. You could easily reach like other major cities, like Bratislava is close, Budapest is close, Prague is close. So it's a good tour stop. And of course, I mean, food, culture, landscape. Well, I mean, it's after all, Vienna and Austria, and all the rumors are true.